with nothing but raw determination, they launched a frozen lemonade stand that grew into a Rhode Island icon. When Joseph passed in 1986, Eileen and her children, Joseph, Colleen, and Janice, who are here today, stepped up and turned Mr. Lemon into a community powerhouse in Providence's North End. They didn't just sell lemonade, they created a family with their customers. Eileen, or Mama Lemon, as we fondly know her, recently left us at 94, but her legacy of joy and refreshment lives on. As Mr. Lemon hits its 50th year, I'm proud to introduce this resolution to rename Hawkins Street as Mr. Lemon Place, ensuring the Rayo legacy stays alive. So colleagues in these chambers tonight, join me in honoring the grit and spirit of Eileen and Joseph Rayo and their children. Their story etched into our city's history, and it's time we celebrate that in a big way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Counselor. Any further discussion on item 30? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Thank you and congratulations, and please do stay with us for a few more minutes. Item 31.
Madam President,
I'm sorry, yes.
can you refer item 30?
Yes, thank you. Please refer item 30 to the Committee on Urban Redevelopment, Renewal, and Planning. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk.
So noted.
Item 31, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of items 31 and 32 and pass on a voice vote and have the clerk read item 31 into the record.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please read item 31.
Whereas Alice Brown was a lifelong activist devoting many decades of her life to serving various Providence community-based organizations, all for the betterment of the lives of the most disadvantaged in her community. Whereas Alice was born in Warwick, Rhode Island in 1930 and moved to Providence with her 6 children in the mid-1960s, where, aside from a few years living in Virginia, she lived until her passing in 2023. Whereas when Alice wasn't spending time with her family, she was busy serving her community through volunteer work, volunteering at 7 different organizations and charities over the years, including 34 years at Providence Head Start and 14 years at the Rhode Island Food Bank and the Government Surplus Commodities at Smith Hill and Chad Brown simultaneously. Whereas Alice was also an active member of many housing organizations in Providence, serving on the Providence Housing Authority at Chad Brown as a resident for 21 years, the Chad Brown Tenants Association for 19 years, and the Eastern Regional Tenants Organization for 14 years. Whereas her charity work didn't end there, though, and most notably, she spent 40 years as a board member of Providence's Head Start organization, 20 years at Chad Ad Sun Community Center, and was also the board chair of Chad Brown Health Center for 12 years until her retirement in 2006. Whereas Alice was a staunch advocate for the disadvantaged and spoke out for those who had no voice in her community so they could be heard, regardless of their age, race, or gender. Whereas Alice dedicated her life volunteering for her community to make the lives of those in Providence better and will be remembered fondly for the difference her advocacy made, especially for the young and elderly in her community. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Providence wishes to honor the life, career, and legacy of Alice Brown by establishing a ceremonial designation along Chad Brown Street as Alice Brown Memorial Way honorary designation. Be it further resolved Be it further resolved that the City Council requests that the Department of Public Works work to manufacture, install, and maintain 1 or more honorary signs at prominent and appropriate locations which shall reflect the Alice Brown Memorial Way honorary designation, and be it finally resolved that upon passage, copies of this resolution be sent to the family members of Alice Brown.
Councilors, discussion on item 31 or 32. Councilor Royas.
Madam President, the North End is in the chambers tonight. Today I rise yet again to champion a formidable woman whose impact on our community resonates deeply. The late Miss Alice Brown was more than a Providence resident. She was a relentless force, tirelessly advocating for those living on the margins in our city. Though I never met Miss Brown, her legacy spans decades, defined by a strong dedication to social justice. Miss Alice Brown refused complacency, from volunteering at the Providence Head Start to leading a Chad Brown Health Center. She embodied activism and community service. Her commitment transformed lives across neighborhoods, notably the North End. Today we propose naming Chad Brown Street, June Street, in honor of Miss Alice Brown, not as a mere symbolism, but as a testament to her legacy of compassion and resilience. Alice Brown Memorial Way will inspire future generations in this city to wield their influence for positive change. And so let us not only honor Miss Alice Brown's memory, but also uphold her values. Let's amplify voices, let's pursue equity, and continue her transformative work. So, Madam President, colleagues, today we celebrate a remarkable life and ensure Alice Brown's spirit endures on our city streets forever and ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion on items 31 or 32. Councilman Sanchez.
Thank you, Madam President. Today I rise to speak on item number 32, but before I do that, I just want to give the recognition to my colleague for highlighting the wonderful people of Providence. A lot of people speak about what's great about Providence, and there's definitely a lot of cool restaurants and good sightseeing in the schools and whatnot, but the best treasure that we have to offer is the people, and my colleague did that perfectly well today, so thank you, Councilman Royas. Today I rise to speak on item number 32. Item number 32 is a resolution condemning a recent Supreme Court decision. This decision came from a lawsuit out on the West Coast. There's a municipality out there that is trying to legalize arresting and fining by our unhoused community for sleeping on public property. So this is something that is truly scary. It's very inhumane, very evil, something that every local municipality should be aware of and speaking against. Luckily here in the Providence, our administration doesn't necessarily do that. I think we do have a lot of work to do as a city council, mayor's office, Providence Police Department, when it comes to interacting with our unhoused community, and that's something that I've committed to work on with all of you and our external partners, because this is something that unfortunately is going to get worse before it gets better because of the housing crisis that we're currently in. But this sends a strong message that we, the city of Providence, do not believe or think it's appropriate to put unhoused folks in jail or even give them a fine, because that just keeps them in the system, and once someone's in the system, it's really hard to move forward. We should look at trauma-enforced, empathetic solutions, because at the end of the day, our unhoused community is very much a part of our community, and that's something that we should strive to always improve and do better as a city. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion on items 31 or 32. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions?
I abstain from item 32, please.
Okay, thank you. Any further abstentions on either item? The motion passes. Okay, counselors, I would like us to take a short recess at this time. so that we can congratulate all of the wonderful people that Councilor Royas brought in to celebrate with us tonight. I would suggest that we do
Go
it-
in order.
Exactly.
We'll do Sergeant McLeod's family first, and do
Please.
the
And-
family of Mr. Lemon, and do Miss Alice Brown's family
That
third.
sounds beautiful.
Okay,
And
perfect.
of course, Judge Caprio. Yes, thank you. Guests, we're going to resume our meeting now. Okay. Thank you so much, Councilor Reyes, for bringing the city to us tonight.
What a great job.
I believe we are missing one counselor, but I think that we could, one counselor and our city solicitor, but I believe that we could continue on with item number 33.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 33.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second on item 33. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none. Item 33, the motion passes. Please refer it to the Committee on Urban Redevelopment, Renewal, and Planning.
So noted.
Item 34, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 34 through 36 and pass for the first time on a roll call vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion items 34 through 36? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Miller?
Aye.
Councilor Anderbois? Aye. Councilwoman Anthony is absent. Councilman Espinal? Aye. Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilwoman Graves is absent. Deputy Majority Leader Harris?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peterson?
Aye.
Council President Pro Tempore Pichardo?
Aye.
Councilor Royas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryan?
Aye.
Majority Whip Sanchez?
Aye.
Majority Leader Taylor?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ana Vargas?
Aye.
Councilman Oscar Vargas?
Aye.
You have 13 ayes, 2 absent. The motion carries. The matters are approved for the first time on a roll call vote.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 37, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of items 37 through 43 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second on items 37 through 43. Any discussion?
Madam President,
Chairwoman Harris.
I'd like to stand tonight to thank the Urban Redevelopment and Planning Committee on the successful job they did of passing these resolutions out of the IRP Committee. What's so exciting about the position that we serve in the IRP Committee, we get a chance to hear about the richness, like tonight, of Providence. We get a chance to see and understand different things in this community that sometimes we just don't know about. So right now, I'd like to speak really quickly on item 37 and 38, and then I'm going to turn it over to the sponsor who will be able to speak even more on this article, unless somebody from the committee would like to speak as well. So in 37 and 38, I just want to say, because the sponsor is probably going to tell you more about the ordinance, but I want to say how important this was and the lesson we learned and the things we learned about a lot of displacement of the Cape Verdean community in the 1960s, right? A lot of displacement. With that, there was a lot of history and a lot of richness of that community, along with people that were moved from that neighborhood. So it was so exciting to hear tonight that we are going to be able to reestablish some of that education about our Cape Verdean community and be able to, understand more about each and every one of our cultures and richness of our culture and what makes Providence so great like tonight. I will yield the floor right now and allow the sponsor, Council President, if you don't mind.
Sure. Further discussion on items 37 through 43.
Thank
Councilman
you,
Gonzalez.
Madam President. And I know we've heard about all these items in committee, so I don't want to share too much about them. But I would like to say thank you to Chairwoman Harris for her leadership. She's done such an exceptional job. And if you don't have an opportunity to sit on a committee with Chairwoman Harris, you are totally missing out. So I just want to share that for the record. And just that, yes, let's give it up for Chairwoman Harris. We were joking about just how lovely this committee is, because it really brings community together. Even tonight, we saw Councilor Arroyas introduce several items that would likely go to IRP, and that's what it's all about in the city of Providence. So again, I just want to thank the chairwoman for her leadership. I just want to thank the members of the committee for their leadership, and thank you all for celebrating the rich history in the city of Providence. Thanks again, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion, items 37 through 43.
President, if you don't mind, I'd like to rise also again. Well, I want to start with item 39. And I want to say this is a resolution that came out of the Council President's Ward. And it is one of the most historical restaurants. In fact, Councilwoman Ana Vargas eats there often and really talk about how great the food is, or have been able to eat in that restaurant. It's called Angelo's. And Angelo have been around throughout the ties of time in the Atwells Avenue. We celebrate our Italian community as well as all our other communities. So we want to say the richness and the richness of the community have inspired us to really have a great Providence. And we are so fortunate that we had a judge that went around all over the place to talk about Providence. And so it's very good for us to expose who we are, and especially in our different cultures and what makes us so rich. So again, I want to thank you for introducing this particular one, Angelo's Way, which is going to be ceremonially named on Pequot Street. I also want to speak on item number 40. This one is really great because I did not know that Carl Laura was a teacher at a school that I graduated from, Central. And not only that, during the period of time that I was there, but he never was my teacher, I also learned that he really believed in education and empowering, especially the Black community during that time. I can say African American community during that period of time, because of, like we always know, the material that's used in school. He wrote whatever. He exposed Marcus Harvey and also W. Boris. A lot of people didn't even realize that that was history during that period of time, because it wasn't taught in school during my era of time. So I will thank you again for naming this street as well. Pequot, Kenyon, he also was a student of Kenyon Street School, and he also was a student of Central. So this is rich stuff that I didn't know anything about, so I appreciate it. I welcome any of the committee members who want to add to that, but thank you, Council President. Again, we're exposing how great we are in Providence.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman. Further discussion, items 37 through 43.
Myself.
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Vargas, go ahead.
For the Cabo Verde, I would like it you can go to the museum in Pawtucket. I almost cry over there because I see so many things belong, like my country. And then when you see that, you feel like, oh my God, we have many relations to that culture for, for the food and everything. When I went to Sunday to the Royal William Park, when I see a little girl, the mother, and everybody putting the clothes that belongs the way you are, is feel for me like, wow, everybody carry the old cultures in that country. So congratulations for Independence Day for the Cabo Verde.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion, items 37 through 43. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? The motions pass. And thank you all so much. I will definitely be inviting you to those community events where we do the renamings. Item 41, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive.
Oh,
the
I'm so
reading of
sorry. Item
items
44.
through
My
48.
apologies. My apologies. Item 44. Thank you, Majority Leader.
Okay. So motion to waive the readings of items 44 through 48.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second on items 44 through 48. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Please refer item 44 to the Committee on Public Works, 45 to claims and pending suits, and note 46 through 48 as received.
So noted.
And counselors, I'm going to take a point of personal expression for the last time tonight. Tonight was, I guess, a welcome and a goodbye. So Isabella Moratore, this was her first council meeting. She had to leave to catch a train, but she was with us. She's a new addition to the policy team, and I look forward to working with her. And on a much sadder note, we are congratulating Parker Gavigan on nearly 3 years of his work on behalf of the Providence City Council. So thank you. From, Easter egg hunts to budget negotiations, Parker, you've really been with us through like the thick and thin and everywhere in between, and I'm sure many stories that I'm not aware of. We have a we have a citation as a small token of the great work you've done with us over the 3 years, but you are definitely going with all of our thanks, and we want to give you a nice send-off. So thank you. Counselors, item 49, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 49 and pass on a voice vote.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on item 49? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Item 50.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of item 50 and pass on a unanimous rising vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on item 50? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes.
Madam President, if there's no further business, I'd like to adjourn in memory of Cedric Huntley, John Leo, and Daniel Falara Yuma.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you all so much. Please stick around and congratulate Parker, and let's